Well, hello everybody. Welcome once again to Bob's Music Time, and this is Hillbilly Bob coming at you one more time, and I got about 30 minutes or so of music picked out. And today I'm going to be doing some songs about girls' names. And the songs will be, my goodness, from the 30s probably all the way up to about the 80s. So, might be anything. You just might hear some John Denver, maybe some Kenny Rogers, maybe some Chuck Berry. Anyway, here we go with a little tune. First time I heard it was by Fats Domino. However, it goes back a lot farther than that, and it's about Margie. My little Margie, I'm always thinking of you, Margie. I'll tell the whole wide world I love you. Don't forget your promise to me. You know I bought the home, the ring and everything. Oh, my little Margie, you've been my inspiration, darling. You're the only one. After all is said and done, there's really only one. Oh, Margie, Margie, it's you. My little Margie, you've been my inspiration, darling. You're the only one. After all is said and done, there's really only one. Oh, Margie, Margie, it's you. Margie, it's you, honey. Can't be nobody else. In a bar in Toledo, across from the depot, on a bar stool she took off her rings. I thought I'd get closer, so I walked on over. I sat down, asked her her name. When the drinks finally hit her, she said, I'm no quitter, but I finally quit living on dreams. I'm hungry for laughter and here ever after. I'm after whatever the other side brings. In the mirror I saw him, and I closely watched him. I thought how he looked out of place. He came to the woman who sat there beside me. He had a strange look on his face. Now his big hands were calloused, and he was big as a mountain. For a minute I thought I was dead. But he started shaking, his big heart was breaking. He turned to the woman and said, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. Now I've had some sad times, I've lived through some bad times, but this time you hurt and won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Now after he left us, I ordered more whiskey. I thought how she'd made him look small. From the lights of the barroom to the rented without talking at all. Now she was a beauty, but when she came to me, she must have thought I'd lost my mind. For I couldn't hold her, the words that he told her kept coming back time after time. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some sad times, lived through some bad times, but this time you're hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to be leaving me. Now here's a tune named Cecilia, not to be confused with the Simon and Garfunkel tune. It goes back quite a bit farther than that, so here we go. Does your mother know you're out, Cecilia? Does she know that I'm about to steal you? Oh my, when I look in your eyes, something tells me that you and I should get together now. How's about a little kiss, Cecilia? A little kiss you never miss, Cecilia. Why do we two keep on wasting time? Oh, Cecilia, say that you be mine. Does your mother know you're out, Cecilia? Does she know that I'm about to steal you? Oh my, when I look into your eyes, something tells me you and I should get together now. How's about a little kiss, Cecilia? A little kiss you never miss, Cecilia. Why do we two keep on wasting time? Oh, Cecilia, say that you'll be mine. Cecilia, why are we wasting time? Mona Lisa Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely that they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? That's a question that's been pondered over for many, many centuries. All right, moving right along. Here's a little tune that Vince Gill had a big hit off of back in the 80s. And, of course, the name has been in a couple of different songs down through time. But this one is called Liza Jane. Nothing I won't do. Just one kiss and I'll never be the same. A little Liza Jane. that little Liza Jane. Now we're going from Vince Gill to a George Strait tune. And this girl's name is Adelaida, and she's from down in New Orleans area. Adelaida, pretty little Cajun queen, sweet Dixie flower, the belle of the bayou, you're every young man's dream. Adelaida, I walked through a hurricane to stand beside you, sweet Adelaida. I'd swim the Pontchartrain. Oh no, I hear you coming down the road with your cotton dresses swishing. You're getting some attention from the boys over in Thibodeau. Really filling up their eyes, smiling and a winking. I know what they're thinking, but I'm the only one who loves you so. Adelaida, pretty little Cajun queen, sweet Dixie flower, the belle of the bayou, you're every young man's dream. Adelaida, I walked through a hurricane to stand beside you, sweet Adelaida. I'd swim the Pontchartrain. I know you can tell it, you're making me so jealous from my head down to my toes. Oh, me, you could make a redneck green. Well, the way you're looking, you got me cooking. And I ain't talking about etouffee. Adelaida, pretty little Cajun queen, sweet Dixie flower, the belle of the bayou, you're every young man's dream. Adelaida, I walked through a hurricane to stand beside you, sweet Adelaida. I swam the Pontchartrain. Adelaida, pretty little Cajun queen, sweet Dixie flower, the belle of the bayou, you're every young man's dream. Adelaida, I walked through a hurricane to stand beside you, sweet Adelaida. I'd swim the Pontchartrain. To stand beside you, sweet Adelaida, just to stand beside you, sweet Adelaida. To stand beside you, sweet Adelaida, I'd swim the Pontchartrain. Sweet little Adelaida. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come feel me again. Come let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Lay down beside me. Let me always be with you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. And all right, we're going to do one about Caroline now, a Neil Diamond tune. Of course, lots of folks have recorded this one too, but years ago. Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, then spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hand, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, the times never seem so good. Look at tonight, it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurting runs off my shoulder. How can I hurt when I'm holding you? Touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline. Here's a tune of that Tanya Tucker had a big hit off of. She's talking about Delta Dawn. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Now she's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby. All the folks around Brownville say she's crazy. Oh, she walks downtown with a suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man. Now in her younger days they called her Delta Dawn, prettiest woman you've ever laid eyes on. Then a man of low degree stood by her side, promised her he'd take her for his bride. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take him to his mansion in the sky? Take you to his mansion in the sky. Delta Dawn. All right, here's a little tune that Ricky Nelson had to hit off of this one. Said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, home, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, home. Now you passed me by one sunny day, flashed those big brown eyes my way, and knew I wanted you forevermore. I'm not one who gets around, swear my feet stuck to the ground, and though I never did meet you before, said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, home, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. And I knew, Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, home. I saw your lips, I heard your voice. Believe me, I just had no choice. Wild horses couldn't make me stay away. I thought about a moonlit night, arms around you good and tight. That's all I had to see for me to say. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. And I knew, Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Hello, Mary Lou. Marie, heart is aching and tears will fall as you recall the moon in all its splendor, the words so very tender, and a kiss. Will you surrender to me, my Marie? Tears will fall as you recall the moon in all its splendor, a kiss so very tender, the words, will you surrender to me? Marie. Here's a little tune that I just heard some actors singing this last night in a movie I was watching. It had James Caan and Robert Duvall in the movie. And they were driving down the road. They were part of some kind of hit squad or something, I think it was. Those are the kind of movies I like to watch, you know. But anyway, they were singing Ramona. Don't know if you folks have ever heard this tune, Ramona, but here we go with a little bit of it. I wander out yonder over the hill where the mountains high seem to kiss the sky. Someone is out yonder over the hill, waiting patiently, waiting for me. Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're ringing out a song of love. I press you, caress you, bless the day you taught me to care, to always remember the rambling rose you wore in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, you'll hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread the dawn when I awake and find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own. a song of love. I press you, caress you, bless the day you taught me to care, and to always remember the rambling rose you wore in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, you'll hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread the dawn when I awake and find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own. And that's the tune about Ramona. That song actually has a very interesting history, but I'm afraid to start quoting some of it because I might get it wrong, but it was recorded way back in the 20s. You should go check it out just for the historical data on it. Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do. Now as I was a-motivating over the hill, I saw Maybelline and a Coupe de Ville, Cadillac a-rolling on the open road, nothing outrun my V8 Ford. Cadillac doing about 95, we were bumper to bumper, we were side by side. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do. Now the Cadillac pulled up ahead of the Ford. The Ford got hot and wouldn't do no more. It done got cloudy and it started to rain, and I tooted my horn for the passing lane. Rain was a-pouring all under my hood, and I know that doing my motor some good. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do. Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do. Now the motor cooled down and the heat went down, and that's when I heard that highway sound. Cadillac looked like a ton of lead, 110 a half a mile ahead. Cadillac looked like it's sitting still, and I caught Maybelline at the top of the hill. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do. Oh, Maybelline, won't you please, please be true?